So, how do doctors know so much about the fetus when it's still inside the mother?
Well, there are several different imaging technologies available to observe the different phases of fetal development. One of them is called an ultrasound.
So what is an ultrasound?
Well, very simply, ultrasound is just high-frequency sound waves. To put that in perspective for you, the audible voice that we're using and that you can hear is approximately from 10 to 20,000 cycles per second. And in ultrasound, we use cycles per second or frequency per second of 3 to 10 million. So it's definitely very high-frequency sound waves. And what we're doing is using this transducer, which we're exposed to the transmitter of the ultrasound, and it also then receives the returning echoes from the organs in the human body, and then it sort of displays it on the video monitor that you'll see over there.
What do you use the gel for?
We have to make a seal between the skin and the transducer. So if I put the gel on here, then what that does really is just seal it here. As you can see, we get quite a good image by just forming a seal between the transducer and the skin.
What kind of information do you get from this?
It depends actually when in pregnancy we do this. Early on in pregnancy, what we're really trying to decide is the fetus live? Where is the fetus? Is it inside the uterus or outside the uterus? And also how many there are. It's very important. Are there one, are there two, are there three? So those are the sorts of things we want to tell very early on, and obviously we want to date it as well, because that becomes very important. If people go over dates or people run into a problem where you might want to induce the baby, then it's very important we have accurate determination of the dates. Later on, 18 weeks or so, we can start seeing all the organs extremely well, and then we can actually tell whether or not there are developmental abnormalities in the baby. We can't tell them all, and it's important for people to realize that this doesn't see everything that's abnormal, but we see a large number of abnormalities, and then can follow the fetus for growth, development. We can tell the position of the baby, which is important over time. We can tell whether or not there's adequate fluid around the baby, whether or not the placenta is functioning properly. So there's a lot of different things that it does tell us at different stages of the pregnancy.